Oh my gosh.
Fundamentals.
We would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now. We would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just going to go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has to be.
More.
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. How's the
Let's get Luke Combs. I was begging for Luke Combs not too long ago. We'll get Luke Combs on here. I challenge Luke. I think I can actually beat him in shotgunning a beer. So if he thinks he's got the cojones to come on and try, then by all means, Luke, bring it on.
That's the intro. You just hit my promo for me, James. I love it. Episode 171. It's myself and Preacher Man. It's Hall and Oates. It's Bert and Ernie. It's Outcast, but the pubcast.
It's Love and Dobbs. I said this.
Dobbs.
I said this 2 weeks ago. It's Love and Dobbs. It's just
right.
It's aging like a fine wine.
I love it. It's a great take.
Speaking of wine, got a little beer here. Don't drink alone here.
That's
a
right.
That's sacrament for you.
Salute. Good health. Episode 171. This is gonna be a good week. A lot of football to cover. But we got a blind top 5, and it's just you. So really, all the pressure's on you here. We got a blind top 5 of NFL coaches. This is
I like this.
This is from the last 23 years. So I took it from 2000, 1999 to present day. Okay.
So this is post Bill Walsh era.
Yep.
Probably post Jimmy Johnson era.
Correct. Yep. No Jimmy.
Don
Shula.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've got some names that should be there. Some names should still be there.
We're gonna start with one of my personal favorite coaches. Doesn't make him necessarily a great coach, but one of my personal favorites. Tony Dungy, Super Bowl winner, 2-time Super Bowl champ.
You know what's funny? This is the next book on my list. It's called Quiet Strength.
It's an
Tony
amazing
Dungy.
book. It's one of the few 5 books I've read.
Never read it, so that's on my list. So shout out to Dungy.
It's good.
Man, it's a great way to start. The mastermind of the Bucs defense that Gruden took all the credit for, and then went to the Colts where they had success for a long time before finally capturing that Super Bowl.
Getting over the hump.
Man, that's tough. Man.
Stumped you on question 1.
Yeah. Where do you put Dungy? He's definitely in the conversation of like Mount Rushmore of the 2000s, but I think he's borderline not on it. I don't think he's necessarily on it, but this is a blind top 5, so chances of you hitting all the guys there, we'll just put him on it. Let's say 4. We'll put Dungy at 4.
I like that. Yeah, I think Dungy's one of those guys I look back at, and yeah, he maybe not everyone's Mount Rushmore, but he's probably in everybody's top 8. Like if we had a MySpace top 8 of coaches, he'd probably make that top 8 somewhere. But all right, next up, still coaching, Mr. Andy Reid.
Oh, man, when it's all said and done, he could be up there. I'll put him for the time being. I'll put him number 2.
Number 2. I like it. Next up, Mr. Silver Fox himself, Pete Carroll.
5.
5.
He's not. Yep. He's the bottom.
What if
Not
this
better
is a
than
college
Dungy.
football coaches? Would you rank him?
It's not, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's
it's
NFL.
not.
I think part of it with Pete Carroll, they had a great run in Seattle, obviously, like the Legion of Boom, the Marshawn Lynch, the Russell Wilson train, but it was so short-lived, I felt like. It's similar to how I feel about Mike Martz and The Greatest Show on Turf. For a stint, it was like, whoa, this team's going to be wrecking the whole league for a decade.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of disappeared. It just kind of faded away. And I think, again, with Dungy, there was more longevity. He just couldn't get the big one till finally he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
With Reed, he's just, I think Reed is kind of the
He's just
definition
stacking them
of,
now.
Yeah. of longevity. So yeah, Pete's on the tail end of this list.
Yeah. Well, the guy who ended the greatest show on turf, Mr. Bill Belichick, the evil emperor.
Number one.
Number
Yeah.
one. Yeah. I feel like he has to be.
And probably, I mean, in the conversation, greatest all time.
Yeah.
When you just look at the dynasties, like
put him with
it's
the
probably
Walshes.
It's probably Bill Walsh, Belichick,
Somebody named Bill.
Lombardi.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want a good coach,
Hire a
for
Bill.
a kid, name him Bill.
I like it. And last but not least, this is number 3 on your list. Bill Cowher.
Bill.
Yeah.
I like Dungy better, but Cowher's a good one.
Yeah.
He's very vocal head coach, North Carolina guy. Yeah, not a bad list. I could you put Parcells in his place? You know, if you're thinking like 90s, 2000s. I can't remember what your cutoff was.
Yeah, it was 99. I guess I could have put Parcells in there. I had a list of like 8 or 9. I wanted to get all the eras kind of covered of those 2 decades.
Parcells at least has the coaching tree, and that's another factor.
That's another
we didn't
factor.
really think is like who came out of which tree and stuff like that.
Because looking at this tree, Andy Reid's got the biggest tree right now.
Yeah, and like Sean McVay would be one that I would say. You know, the Rams they're trying to find their way back, but they're competitive. But I would make a case for McVay. What about Mike McDaniel? You know, it's almost like we could have like a new wave.
This new wave, and like even like we talked about last week, Vrabes, who just like he's somehow always in games and he's changed the culture in Tennessee. Like there's a lot of young coaches out there just changing things. A lot of bad coaches too, but a lot of young coaches.
I like this top 5.
Good.
I like this. Again, I said a few weeks ago, people are just living in fantasy these days, and I think coaches get overlooked because of fantasy football. I think defenses get overlooked, offensive line, but coaching. You have to remind myself moving forward when I draft my fantasy team. I got to remember that if you're the top receiver in a Sean McVay offense, you're probably going to be fine.
Yeah.
Like shout out to Puka,
dude,
and
phenomenal.
crew.
He was the guy coming in like last night. We'll get to Monday night's game with Cincinnati, but I was like, man, this guy's balling out. And then seeing him live in action get your team, like, damn, this guy is really the real deal. Shout out to Puka.
Yeah.
I love him getting emotional for the national anthem. Thinking about his dad that passed away, and kind of it gives you goosebumps. You want to root for a kid like that. It was cool. I'm glad you brought that up.
Or even like, everyone's ragging the Chiefs, for not producing a top receiver. But by committee, they're fine. They're going to be totally fine, even if they don't have a star.
Dude, they're so good. They got the Swifties watching football now. So come on.
I know. I'm so ready to talk about that.
Wild. Yeah, we're going to get there. All right. Before we get there are stages. We're going to go to college football. And last week, Fitz, you said, nah, I'm not really expecting a lot. I don't think these games will produce a lot for some of the most watched college football. My friend, this was a phenomenal week of college ball. I didn't leave my couch all Saturday. It was awesome. I mean, Notre Dame, Ohio State, the cream of the crop, the cherry on top there. What an amazing game. Marcus Freeman's hopefully comes up with a better strategy to stop having 10 men on the field for the last 2 plays of the game. That screwed him. Who knows what could have happened there. Florida State goes into Death Valley, grabs a win there. Colorado, man, what a beatdown the Ducks put on them, 42-6. Iowa, Penn State, 31-0. I don't think either of you or me are surprised there. Iowa's always – they're that team that always, like, gets ranked high, and they just they average, like, 12 points a game. What are we doing? Utah, UCLA, great defensive matchup. The opposite of what I thought it was. I thought it was going to be an offensive explosion. Turns out defense stepped up. Bama, Ole Miss, that was a great game. I know that score's 24-10, but that game all leading up until the last 5 minutes was a great game. Arkansas, LSU, it looked like Arkansas was dead done. Came back fourth quarter, made it one hell of a ball game, 31-34. And then Oregon State, DJ Ugalali could not get over Washington State. They were breaking out those gray black uniforms, which I love. 38-35. But man, this was a phenomenal week of college football. If you're not all in on college football now, I don't know what to tell you, Fitz. This is awesome.
I'm still not all in. But
what?
I don't know.
Awesome.
I don't know. There's just something about it. It just
like when you troll Dion, and Shador with the wristwatch, man. Come on. This is awesome. I think this is exactly what college football needed. Now, look, I'm still a Coach Prime fan. I think he's going to do phenomenal things. But, I mean, Oregon, damn, they played this thing up. Talking about the Cinderella story. I don't know if you saw like the hype video for Oregon put out today. But basically, Shador Sanders going over there and is like, I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to kick your ass. Your coaches can get their ass kicked too all at the same time. White boy tearing up the O in Oregon, the middle logo. And that coach says it's about wins, not clicks. And I mean, this team, they went all in on this. And I love the type of motivation that they're bringing. I'm here for it. I think Colorado, they regrouped, they reorganized. They got a tough week coming up with USC, and we'll talk about that. But, man, I love this week of college football. It was phenomenal. I had an 86-year-old threatened to get beaten down by a head coach. It was awesome. Did you see that? You see that Ryan Day clip?
No, I didn't.
After the game, dude.
To the wire, and what can you say about the performance from your quarterback, Kyle McCord, to finish that drive?
Toughness, that's it. Physicality, across the board, finish it off, having guts. You know, like I like to know where Lou Holtz is right now. What he said about our team, I cannot believe. This is a tough team right here. We're proud to be from Ohio, and it's always been Ohio against the world, and it'll continue to be Ohio against the world. But I'll tell you what, I love those kids, and we got a tough team.
What did they prove to you tonight?
Like, absolutely.
Oh, man.
Wow, like he's ready to throw hands with Lou Holtz, who's 86 years old. Now you might be saying, hey, what did Lou Holtz say? Basically said every team that's beaten Ohio State so far in the last 3-4 years have just been tougher down the stretch. That's all he said. Ryan Day took that, channeled it, and just pimped it out into his program there. They were ready to fight an 86-year-old man. Wild.
You got to rally your guys.
Yeah. I love it, man. Like this week of college football is great. And there's also this that came out today. But a member of Texas State's band was escorted out, kicked out of the stadium against Nevada for stealing their takeaway trident and then giving it to the student section. Only in college football does that happen.
Not free him.
Free him. This is awesome. This is electric. I love it. Jordan Travis, who's Florida State's quarterback, he comes out with his own shirts after he beat LSU and Clemson. He sells it for the price 31-24, the score of the Clemson game.
He should have done Tiger King. He should have used like I don't know if he could have gotten like in lawsuit trouble with that, but like
I wonder if Joe Exotic
like Joe Exotic, Tiger King, something like that.
I do wonder if he had that. That's a good question. Well, this week there's still some great games to watch, and I hope there's even more drama here. We've got 10 Utah taking on 19 Oregon State, Pac-12 battle there. I think that's going to be good. Oregon State looking to rebound. Number 11 Notre Dame having to lick their wounds off of just a 1-yard play that cost you that big game. Traveling to number 17 Duke. Duke's first real test here of their season. Number 8, USC traveling to Colorado. We'll see how that game shapes out. Number 22, Florida taking on undefeated Kentucky. Kentucky has not faced a tough test yet, though. 1, Georgia taking on Auburn. Auburn's undefeated. They're 4-0. Sorry, 3-1. My bad. They had dropped one. Number 24, Kansas taking on number 3, Texas. I love the blackout. The Black Hawk is what they call them, the uniforms. Both teams are undefeated there. And number 13, LSU taking on number 20, Ole Miss. Still, wonderful games. Look at that list of 7 there. There's plenty more. App starts Sunbelt.
Is Duke undefeated?
Duke's undefeated, yeah.
Wow.
College game days headed to Durham for the first time ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big week.
Who you pulling for there, Coach?
It's torn. Yeah, right? It's torn.
You know, Notre Dame's already taken a loss.
Yeah. So then you got to go Duke, right?
But you got to pull for Duke.
Yeah. What a historic upset that would be. Last time Notre Dame came to Duke, me and my dad went. It was 2 years ago. Phenomenal game. Notre Dame blew them out, but we were having fun. It was good. I don't know. Like, I kind of want Duke to win. They go run the ACC gauntlet. They beat Florida State in the championship, and then you got Duke in the playoffs. Duke football in the playoffs. Who would see that coming? But yeah. No, all these games I'm pumped for. I'm excited for. Utah, Oregon State kicking off Friday. So if you got nothing to do Friday night, that game's popping off.
Go Utes.
Yeah, I like to see them make a run. They deserve it. All right. We talked about it a little bit. Rocky Mount beat Downs is what happened. First, Oregon beat the living shit out of Colorado Coach Prime. And then Mike McDaniel said, hold up, hold my beer. Me and Tua are about to unleash 70 points against Sean Payton and the Broncos. Colorado, man, just took a beat down this weekend. It was tough to watch. If Miami would have kicked the field goal instead of taking a knee, they would have tied the NFL record for the most points at 73. Beat down. I don't know where you, Coach Payton, Coach Prime, you've got to regroup. I have more faith in Coach Prime regrouping and getting those boys back. You know, you lead up to USC, fine, you shrug it off. Whether you lose 2 here, you've still won 3 games, double the amount of people what they thought you're going to win anyways. The over under was 1.5. So you're good. You're golden. You keep going. You keep cruising. Maybe things happen, shake out. You get a bigger bowl game than what you're supposed to. Sean Payton and the Broncos, I don't know where you go from this. Is it Russell Wilson's fault? Is it Payton's fault? Is it the defense fault? There's a lot of fingers to be pointed there. Broncos might be dead. They stink.
Yeah, it's weird. And, you know, you've seen so many people talk about it, like they're going to get it turned around, or are they? And, yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're – obviously their defense is not what they used to be, giving up 70 points. And so that's a huge piece. But then, I don't even know where you begin, where you have to solve that. They need a total facelift.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what to compare it to. Like when you have a player like Russell Wilson go, and you have like Jerry Jeudy was supposed to be very good, and you had some of these weapons around, but just never have. I don't know what team to even compare it to, like in the history of the National Football League. Of having hype, so much hype around it to like, you know, Broncos country, let's ride, and it just not do anything. Yeah, just doesn't happen.
It's rough. It's like mind numbing because everyone blamed Hackett. Oh, it's Hackett's fault. Get him out. Done. Dead. Fired. This is a worse team than last year's team. I'm not afraid to say that. And yeah, they're on wide receiver 3, 4, and 5. I get that, but there's no excuse for the defense. There's no excuse for the running game. I don't know. It's mind numbing. Well, before we go to our next topic, Tim brought something up in the chat. RIP. Love you. Miss you. Someone beat Fitz this week in fantasy. Fitz, who did you play in fantasy this week?
You know, I don't. Is this our league?
I would assume so.
I have not checked that team.
Yeah, you might want to get on that. You are one.
I don't even think I drafted that team.
Tim dropped you 136.5 to 110.
Okay. See, I haven't been paying attention. See, I'm all in on my other league.
On it.
I'm all in on my cross country league where we don't have like made up QB points and all that stuff.
Hey, you can hate all you want. People love this league.
Hey, I just traded for Justin Jefferson in my other league. So dude, I'm like, it was crazy.
Minnesota gets a breath of relief here. I thought that was an ACL for sure.
Mm-hmm.
No,
we were worried.
Yeah. Shout out Devin and the afterlife. The gods are giving him the answers. He's 3-0. And then Caden Smith, he DM'd us and said, I'm coming back with vengeance for this league. I know what type of bullshit points you guys put up. I'm coming back ready to go. He's 3-0 as well.
Oh my gosh.
Cato, you've done your homework. Get ready to run in a buzzsaw, though. I'm coming for your ass.
What the heck? Is this on ESPN?
Yeah.
Dadgummit. I don't remember.
Yeah, you
I don't even remember my login.
You're 1-2, but over half the league's 1-2. So
how the hell did I get a win? Didn't even set my lineup.
Yeah, you need to get on that.
Well, I got CJ Stroud starting.
Yo, if you did last week, he would have put up some points for you. CJ Stroud was willing and dealing. Let's talk about some quarterbacks as you look up your fantasy roster.
I'm trying, dude.
Class of 2021, they're coming out under a lot of fire for quarterbacks. 10 were drafted. Justin Fields, Zach Wilson are really just getting thrown through the mud, getting dogged. Because there's two of the starters that we thought would do well, not necessarily much. Wilson has 4,489 yards, 17 tutties, 22 interceptions. Okay, decent. But you look at a starting record, 8-16. Fields has 4,638 yards, 27 tutties, 25 interceptions, 5-22 as an NFL starter. It's rough. And I'm not sure it's all him, but brother, 5-22 is rough. Touchdown Jesus at 13-24 as a starter, but he's thrown for 8,490 yards. Plus, he had to deal with Urban Meyer. Okay, we get that. Mac Jones has the best record of everybody, 17-17, 41 tutties, 26 interceptions. But how much is that Belichick? How much is that Mac? So, like we talked about in the intro, of coaches can make and break these guys. I think we see it here with this class in particular. If you got a bad coach, you got a bad organization. It's gonna drain you. It's gonna beat you down. Now, I never was high on Zach Wilson. I didn't think he was that good coming out of BYU, but he got thrown in the wolves, and now Joe Namath is coming after his ass. Like, this is wild to think about. Thoughts from you?
Well, I'm just, man, it's head scratching that. I think the analogy I used a few weeks ago is just kind of some of these guys that sink or swim. They're just thrown in, and they've got to be the leader. They've got to be the vocal leader. They have to understand the play concepts. They have to get the ball out quick. And some of these guys, like I see with Wilson and Fields, there's like this hesitancy to make the throw. It's like they don't trust their QB instincts.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're just rattled. They're just like, and you just see it. Like, you just see it. And I think this year it's been cool to see, like, Alan Lazard and Garrett Wilson kind of in Zach's ear, like, hey, just make plays, just throw the ball, just trying to like get them that confidence.
Trust us, trust you. Yeah.
But these guys are still rattled. And then I see guys like CJ Stroud, for me, has been the biggest surprise. But he looks through 3 weeks, through his first 3 games as an NFL quarterback, he looks more like he can adjust to this role. Like he's poised, he's composed.
And he's in Houston.
I know.
Which is a dumpster fire.
I know. And I've been like, I can't believe he looks great. He looks like he could be the guy, that he could be the franchise, which is just so surprising, because like you see the athleticism of Fields, or like even there was so much hype around Wilson coming out of college. And obviously Trevor Lawrence too. Like Trevor Lawrence,
touchdown Jesus.
I would think that I thought the Jags were going to be primed this year, and they're kind of struggling. And then the other one is like Jordan Love. Like this is from a Packers fan, but he, again, I talk about a guy that's just been like poised. Like it just looks like he's ready. Now he had a week 2 moment kind of in the spotlight where he may have looked a little,
lights got a little bright for him.
Yeah, but I blame defense as a Packers fan more than anything.
Course.
But he bounced back. He bounced back, and he had some very clutch throws down the stretch in the Saints game against a very good defense. I don't know. It's just like playing quarterback in the NFL is just like, it's so fascinating. And like, you remember the early years of Brady, where he was that young guy. No one was thinking Hall of Famer with Tom Brady. No one was like, oh, this guy's the next, but he was able to kind of, again, it's like that composure, that be poised, trust the play calls, trust the coaches, and then just make the throws, and I don't know, some of these guys, maybe their coaching puts them in a shitty situation.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you trust your coach and you're throwing a pick 6 because the concept's just screwed.
Yeah. We got all curls here, boys. Yeah. No, I guess this leads me to the question of, when do we write off the class of 2021? Because you look at all those quarterbacks there, none of them are like, man, this guy's the real deal. all those guys you look at, like they could be replaced within a year. Like you guys got, like you said, Stroud, who's been producing. Anthony Richardson before the concussion looked like he was just natural in that starting quarterback role. When do you write off this class of 2021, or is it too early? It's like, is it too early? Joe Namath
no,
writing off.
no,
Zach
it's
Wilson.
not. That's
not what I'm saying. Yeah,
it's not too early. No, it's time. What is this, year 3 for these guys?
Yeah,
this is time to produce. I mean, seriously, this is the time. Like whether you've been a backup, whether you've been playing, it's like you have to prove yourself at this point. The only guy that maybe doesn't is Trevor Lawrence, but he's already, he's got a playoff game. He's got a playoff win.
Yeah, he's 13-24. That's tough. And now, how much is that Urban Meyer?
Yeah, I know. You got to put an asterisk next to it.
Yeah.
No,
I don't think if he doesn't produce this season.
No, T-Law's fine. T-Law's fine. It does suck though, because he's not, Peyton Manning year 3 was like the guy. Like everyone's like, oh shit, like Peyton Manning is here. And he struggled.
Brady year
he
3
struggled like year 1. He had his struggles. So I don't know.
The most interceptions in the league.
T-Law's got a little bit more time than the rest. But you're right. He's still a little bit of a step back from what we would have expected.
It's just wild. And like obviously you look at guys like Ian Book down there who's still like he's on Patrick's.
I forgot that man existed, I'll be honest.
And I thought he was going to be a decent backup. Sam Ellinger is 0-3. I thought, man, that guy could probably come in and win you a game or two. Kellen Mond, I forgot he was a thing from A&M. Kyle Trask looks like he's taking another redshirt year behind Baker Mayfield and Buck. So we really can't grade Kyle Trask, Ian Book, Sam Ellinger, maybe. Davis Mills, he's learning. He got his job taken by a rookie. So long neck Mills, I don't know. You write him off. Like this is, I don't know. This quarterback class, if it keeps going the way it is, might be the worst quarterback class of all time.
Yeah, no.
I hate to say it, but
no, I think it should definitely be in the conversation. Our most underwhelming QB class.
Yeah. 10 quarterbacks taken.
Yeah, and high draft picks.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about a QB class that went very high.
I think 6 out of the 10 were in the first round. Like, it's just – I hate it. Hate it for these young guys. I want to see them succeed. I don't like hating on these guys, but eventually we got to do what we got to do as media here, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Where was Tua? Where was he the year before that?
Tua was –
he was the class before that
2020,
one?
yeah.
Man, Hurts and Tua. That's amazing.
Dude,
like
what a quarterback class out of 2020. We're going to bring that up next week. I'll get all the data.
Like that,
we'll
that
talk
would
about
be,
it. So listeners watching.
You're talking about Hurts. Hurts was the MVP last year, and the week 3 overreaction would be it's set for Tua.
Dude,
like,
all right, let's do overreaction. Holy shit. The Dolphins might win the Super Bowl for the next 12 years, it looks like. Mike McDaniels is a genius. You don't need to play football. Play Madden. You're good. I'm all in on the Dolphins right now. They're phenomenal.
Just fast.
The other overreaction?
That's just the word, like fast offense. And I think that's with the way the rules have changed, it's almost like that's what the greatest show on turf did.
Yes.
Just that we're just going to be fast. We're going to be faster than everybody. Kind of change the NFL. But then now it's like a level up. It's like, no, we're talking Tyreek fast. We're talking Jalen Waddle fast.
Fast, dude.
And Devin Akin was a track star at Texas A&M. I mean, this just fast. And man, it's just it's a blur to watch. It's crazy.
I'll tell you, like when I learned to coach, I started like after I tore my labrum in high school, I started like getting more into coaching, and then obviously as I went through college and as I got older, really wanted to focus on like what makes a good offense. I love offense. Learned from Coach Bucky Tarr. He's a Western North Carolina legend. He kind of brought the spread to the mountains, and he was at Irwin, and they used to put up 60, 70 points in a game. And so I just learned from him. I'd talk to him. He said, look, at the end of the day, you put your speed on their turd. But he said shit. Like basically you want your stud on their piece of shit. And that's all he did. It just schemed on that. And that's exactly what the Dolphins are doing. Sometimes it's just I have better athletes than you, and I'm going to expose your athletes. And that's
Well, in the middle of the field's wide open.
Dude,
And that's
yes.
where it's just a new era is if you're the free safety, you can't necessarily intimidate the way you used to. You can't just clean. You can't go,
No.
oh, Tyreek's going in the middle. Oh, I'm going to bust him. Like, you just can't do that. And I think that's where this is what Mike McDaniel's, kind of figuring out that I think the rest of the NFL is trying to figure out. And Tyreek's a once in a generational player. But
he's what John Ross should have been.
But but to have then, all right, we're going to get Waddle because this complements this. And then we're going to get these quick running backs and just throw them at you. That I just think that's kind of this, we haven't even seen it yet. No. It's unfolding before our eyes.
And it's awesome to see that compared to the Chiefs offense because it's a different mentality. And those two juggernauts going at each other, I'm excited for. Well, let's talk about this week's matchups. Let's go ahead and get into it. Tim's already hyping it up. Hutchinson Love, Thursday Night Football.
Oh,
he's speaking to me from the afterlife. I love it. Here we go. This is a big game.
Huge
Lions
game.
at Packers. Over-runners at 46. Detroit is a 1-point favorite in Lambeau. Enemy territory. Biting kneecaps. Dan Campbell's ready to go. Fitz is having an allergic reaction to that.
I am. I'm allergic to Hutch.
Yeah, dude. He went off against Atlanta, which I know Vontae's not here. He's playing his men's league, but they exposed Atlanta for a lot what they were. Love looks good. He looks really, really damn good. It looks like the Packers' way of, hey, you ride the bench for a year or two, you learn from a GOAT, then you take over and you take their place. And that's exactly what it looks like he's doing. He's doing phenomenal. I'm excited for this matchup. Thursday Night Football, this is the first game of the year where I'm like, yeah, I'm going to watch Thursday Night Football. The other times I'll have it on the background, check the score, whatever it might be. This time, I'm betting on it, I'm loving it, and I'm watching it. What's your take? Who do you pick here?
Yeah, it's tough. 2-1 versus 2-1. It's the battle for the North at the quarter mark or the quarter pole. In horse racing, it's the quarter pole. And this would be big. This would be big for either team to set themselves apart. You can't help but think of the two matchups last year. Lions won both of them. The last one being a Packers winning, you're in the playoffs, and the Lions spoiling the season. I'm curious what Love has soaked up or absorbed just being on the sideline in all the Lions matchups, but especially last year. Is he ready for this one? Extra ready for this one? Like, I feel like the Bears game, like you're excited, Bears week, but this is a different. This is the game. This is the matchup. This is who's fighting for the North. And Jones and Watson are supposed to be back. So I expect offense to be able to put up numbers. But, man, I'm terrified of Jahmyr Gibbs. That's the guy that I'm terrified. And when he figures this thing out, he's gonna be scary. Again, we talk about fast and next generation offense. This is Jahmyr Gibbs is really that.
And remember, people were dogging the Lions saying, why are you taking Jahmyr Gibbs? He's coming back from an ACL injury. He's not going to be the same. He's not going to have the same speed. You're an idiot. Dan Campbell said, watch this. This man don't need an ACL. He's got kneecaps that he's biting off. It doesn't matter. Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm all in. You're right. That is speed.
I'm gonna take the Lions, unfortunately. Like my gut tell it's a battle, but I do think the Lions are. I just feel like they've got our number. They've just had us, and I think we show it for like the first part of this game. Like I think like we come out clicking, but I feel like halftime adjustments. Lions, they scare me. They're gonna have something up their sleeve. It's gonna be a great game, though. I mean, obviously, and again, I think I think this is gonna be the matchup for, I don't know how many years following, but to think about Lions Packers, that hasn't been, I don't know, in the history of the NFL. You might have to go to like Night Train Lane. To get to a place where it's like, oh, Packers Lions. Like, I mean, this is the game. I think this is the matchup.
I think you're right. This is probably the most exciting matchup of all week. I'm excited that we start our week with it. I think defense wins this game. I look at both defenses. They're both decent. I'll take Detroit's defense over your all's. I think there's an advantage for your all's offense with Packers, but I think there's a defensive touchdown. I don't know if it's a pick six. I don't know if it's a strip sack. I don't know, but I think somehow the Lions find a way to get this done. Bad franchises stick together, Tim. Wherever you are, this is for you. This is your pick. I'm taking Lions. I like the over here too. I think it's gonna be a great game. I think we got a 35-31 type of game here. It's gonna be good. A lot of fireworks.
Go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go. Hey, I don't hate it. All right. From across the pond, Jacksonville headed back to England. This game's going to kick off at 9 o'clock Eastern time, maybe 9:30. So get your fantasy lineups obviously in before Thursday. If you need to make adjustments, do it before 9 a.m. Sunday. This game's kicking off. 43.5. Jacksonville's a 3-point favorite. Jacksonville obviously has been over to England multiple times. Every year they're over there. They love it over there. I'm going to go ahead and say my pick. I'm giving Jacksonville. Duval County. Give me the tea and crumpets. They're familiar there. Life's good. I think they bounce back. I love Bijan. I love Atlanta. I don't know. I think Jacksonville's more familiar being in England and traveling and the time difference and all that than Atlanta is.
I think they might have more fans in London than they do in Jacksonville. So
Matt, you let us know wherever you are, Matt.
You know what? And Calvin Ridley versus former team. I think that could be
I didn't even think about that.
I think that could be the X factor. So I'll take the Jags as well.
Yeah. All right. We're on the same page. Man. Hey, by the way, our picks 2 weeks ago, terrible. Atrocious. I think you were right at 500. I was right above 500. Last week, we turned it on a little bit. We got a lot better this week. I think we're going 100%. Let's just call it what it is.
Okay. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. All right. Fins, Buffalo, 53.5. Over-under is the 53.5. Buffalo, 2.5 point favorite. Sunday's game, this is the game I'm most looking forward to. Not even on my own team.
Man, Buffalo's favorite. That is interesting. It's a great matchup, but I'm gonna take the Fins on this one. Like, I just think that this is a statement game for them. Like, they can, if they win this, they're 4-0. They feel like a 4-0 team. And yeah, especially that they're being slept on. That might even be a juicy parlay pick. I'm gonna take the Fins. This is the team.
This is their test. This is it. Like, if you get through Buffalo at Buffalo, okay, this is the real deal. This is where the overreaction now does not become an overreaction. This is what's supposed to be.
And see, this is, if you would have looked at this game 4 weeks ago, you would go, okay, Bills, but it's going to be interesting.
Bills by,
you would have said that. But if you look at it, like, who's playing better right now, even between those two quarterbacks, Tua or Allen, I'm going Tua. I'm going Tua all day. And then you just got to factor in defense and all. Yeah, I'm going to take the Fins. I feel really good about that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I think you should feel good about that. I will say this, though. The Dolphins, they played the Chargers. They played the Patriots. They played the Broncos. The Bills, yeah, they lost the Jets Monday night. Rodgers goes out. Maybe Freak kind of throws off the rhythm. Who knows? Then they beat the shit out of the Raiders. They beat the shit out of the Commanders. This team is looking for vengeance. I'm taking Buffalo. But I'm not touching the spread. I love the over here. Yeah, I'm taking Buffalo, but I'm not betting on either market of it, just minus the over-under. I think the over hits, but give me Buffalo. Thurs, Vikings. It's in Charlotte. Over at 45.5. Minnesota minus blank. Minus 6.5, I believe, is what they're labeled at for Vegas. Thoughts from you?
Thielen versus old team.
Yeah.
Adam Thielen on the Panthers. It's got to be the Vikings. This is one the Vikings they should have. They should have
They
this
should.
one. And I've gone against them every week, but this is one. If they lose this one, they're in serious trouble. But I think they handle this one.
Sorry, Vikings are 3.5-point favorite. I do like the Thielen. I forgot about Adam Thielen going against his own team. I think that's good. I'm with you. I think Minnesota has to have this one. Otherwise, you're thinking like this is a really bad season. Panthers, you're in the middle of a really bad season. I don't know what to tell you. I know you hate it. You're wishing for those Cam Newton back 2012, 2013 days. They're just not coming anytime soon, I don't think, for you. Give me Minnesota. I will tell our listeners and fans, Carolina is 1-4 against the spread. Okay. Vikings are 1-7 against the spread. Don't touch the spread. Don't touch it. Take Minnesota money line. I'm not even touching the over-under either. Who knows what type of offense you're going to get from their team. Sean Payton, the Broncos traveling to Chicago. One of these teams are going to get their first win. Over on set 46. Denver 3-point favorite. I'm going to give you my pick.
What's
I
your
pick not to watch this game. Don't watch
I was
it.
going to say, I think this could be a tie.
Done. Yeah.
I think this could be a tie. This could be one of those games. It depends on what's the weather going to be like in Chicago.
No, you know it's bad if we're talking about the weather. Like, oh, what's the weather?
It's gonna be ugly. Yeah.
This
20-20 tie. That's my guess.
And it's like perfect football weather, 76 degrees. Yeah, tie. Fuck it. I'll go with you. Let's go tie. I don't think either team wins here. Fuck it. It's our first ever pub sports talk tie. I guess across the board. Because you know what I mean. Wild. All right. Cleveland, Baltimore. Cleveland playing host, -2.5 favorite. Over on set 41. Ravens are just beat up, man. I feel like every week there's a new injury. And
every season.
And it's every like for the past 3 years, I'm like, oh, they had an injury bug, they'll bounce back.
I thought Poe lifted the curse. When Poe got hurt, I thought they were good.
I did too. I was like, that was it. They just need a mascot sacrifice. But I feel bad for Devin, but as a Cincinnati fan, LOL at you. Like I'm torn on that one.
Cleveland, I'm taking the Ravens.
Yeah, I think I am too. Cleveland, you're without Chubb.
Ford looks good though.
Ford looks real good. I don't know. I just feel like the Browns are so hot and cold. Like 1 week, they beat the shit out of my Bengals, and they lose to a really bad Steelers team, and then they beat the shit out of the Titans. I feel like this is where they look like shit again. Give me Ravens. Speaking of the shitty Steelers at Houston, 42 is the over-under. Pittsburgh, 3-point favorite. Who do you take here?
Steelers are so weird. You know,
they're a weird team.
Kenny Pickett, you could add that to the weird quarterback list. You know, that's the most recent or year 2 draft class. I love Steelers defense. I really do. I think they're on the verge of maybe being what you expect of Steelers defenses in the history. But man, I like CJ Stroud too.
Yeah.
And this is like it just like, is it going to be a long day for Stroud, or is he going to shine? Is he going to shine with the pressure on him? Like, is he going to get the ball out quick and not let Watt get going? I'm not touching this game. My gut tells me Houston. My gut tells me the Texans win this.
Dude, my gut's telling me the same thing. I'm looking at it.
Gosh.
The Texans were rolling against Duval County and the Jags.
Mm-hmm.
They should not have lost the Colts after AR-15 goes down with an injury, with the concussion.
Here's my prediction. So it's going to be the under. It's going to be under 42 points, but it's going to be like Steelers defense playing out of their minds, but then the offense doesn't put up any points.
Yeah.
And then Stroud just gets going. Like, he's just like, all right, we're only down 13. Let's get in it. And he's going to figure it out.
I love that take. Give me Houston to win here too. I feel crazy saying it, but I feel like they're on the up and up here. Things are starting to click for them. And yeah, Steelers are coming off 2 straight wins. They beat a good Raiders team, but Jimmy G goes out with a concussion. Maybe that affects it. CJ Stroud stays healthy. I think they got a chance. Give me Houston. Colts, Rams, 46.5 to over under. Indianapolis, 1-point favorite. Rams coming off a short week, having to play Monday and turn around Sunday. Prediction for this one?
I would actually take the Rams in this
Yeah.
one. And again, they're not very flashy. They're like the opposite of the Broncos.
Yeah.
It's like you expect a lot from Denver. I think we've expected more, and they've just been disappointing. I feel like the Rams, there's really no expectations, but I think they've somehow been finding ways to remain competitive. Like I don't think they'll be a playoff team this year, but they'll be in the hunt. And I think they win this one.
That's
for
a good
Staffy,
take.
for Tim's old guy.
And you look at that division, I think all 4 of those teams, there's nothing really spectacular there. I think anybody can win that division. I think anybody can make a push for the playoffs there. Stafford's healthy for the first time since the Super Bowl. He looks good. He looks, the elbow looks great. He was throwing great. We talked about rookie wide receiver Puka. That he looks like the real deal out of BYU. I'm here for
it.
They
got rid of Akers, which was, I think, good. Like
I think so too.
That was a cancer in their locker room.
Yeah, he didn't want to be there, which that's fine. Jonathan Taylor does not want to be in Indianapolis, and he's still there. So we'll see how that affects him. Give me Rams to win. I like that. Not touching the over-under, though. Baking the Bucks, taking on the Saints defense. New Orleans 3-point favorite. 40.5 to over-under. Man, Buccaneers, Baker show looked really good up until Monday night. Philadelphia kind of stuffed that out. What do you take? Derek Carr also out for a couple weeks.
I'm taking the Saints. Jameis Winston, starting quarterback. You got Alvin Kamara coming back. It's just, it's in New Orleans with the Kamara return. I feel like that's going to be an electric crowd. So I'll take the Saints, and they gotta come back after this. Giving up 18 points to the Packers. They're trying to have a resurgence, but they got new faces in the offense. I do even think Jameis, he didn't really have a lot of freedom to rip him down the field. He was kind of playing conservative most of the game. So I'd be curious to see what he can do. If they're actually saying, yeah, let's use that arm strength. Let's fit that ball in there to Olave. Just curious what he can do.
And I think his game plan. Winston and Jim and Derek Carr bring different things to the games, and so you probably game plan for Derek Carr, obviously not going out with the AC separation. And now you can kind of flip your offense a little bit and say, all right, Jameis, let's let this thing rip. Let's do what you do best here.
I'm also curious. Kamara's got to be feeling great. I think he's got to be feeling really nice coming in.
This, and I feel like fucking Greeny saying this, and I hate it because Greeny had the quote, "This is the worst Cincinnati start could have ever dreamed of going 0-2." I was like, no shit, we're 0-2. Like any team's 0-2, this is the worst start they could have. But I feel like with Kamara, it's going to go one of two ways. Either he's been working his ass off and he looks like the best Kamara we've ever seen, or he hasn't done anything and he looks a shell of himself.
I'm all in on Kamara, and I follow him on Instagram. He's got some crazy content. I don't know what that man's doing, but I think he's done some serious soul searching after this assault thing, and I think he's turned a corner.
All right.
just purely speculating on his social media like a Britney Spears fan, but that's I'm all in. I think Kamara's turned a corner.
Preacher man, you convinced me. I'm taking Saints here. Eagles, Commanders, over on set 44.5. Philadelphia, 8-point favorite. Does Sam Howell, Scary Terry have a chance here?
Sam Howell, it's like, I feel like with him, it's, what is it, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde? It's like you don't know which Sam Howell you're gonna get.
Yep.
I think he looks a little better in this matchup, but the Eagles are just rolling.
Yeah. Dude, that quarterback push, the Hurts push they got going on, you can't stop it. That is a grown-ass man among boys when it comes down to the goal line and he wants to get in the end zone. He's going to get in the end zone. Give me Philadelphia minus 16. I don't care what it is. They roll.
I would take. Yep, I would take them with the points.
They roll them. Also, Philadelphia 3-0 against the spread this season. Sorry, 2-1. Patriots. They should have been against the spread, but it is what it is. Bengals, Tennessee, over is at 41. Cincinnati 2.5-point favorite. Who do you take?
Bengals can win this one. They got it. They can win it. Yeah, taking them.
Let me tell you, Tennessee fans, Jack McPherson, Smashville, Tannehill, all you. Let me tell you, Cincinnati rolls. Give me the minus 2.5. Give me a 6.5. I don't care. Jamar Chase goes off 2 tutties at least. Joe Mixon a tutty. Cincinnati is back on track 2-2. We're coming for the AFC. Mark it.
2 teams that had better jerseys in the 90s and the early 2000s, and they've lost their way.
That's a hot take. That is.
I hate those whiteout, man. The Bengals.
Dude, why are you such a hater on the white Bengal? I think it's crisp and clean. I love it.
Where's the orange? There's not enough orange.
Oh,
Same with the Titans. Where's the light blue? They got rid of the light blue.
I do like the light blue better on Tennessee. I do.
Very similar to how I feel about the Bengals with their orange. You need more orange.
Okay, this is coming from a Packers fan with the brown UPS. What can Brown do for uniforms?
All right, those are bad. Those are bad.
Done. Patriots at Cowboys, over at 43. Dallas 7-point favorite. They were just exposed by Arizona in the Cardinals. Do they bounce back here?
Who'd the Cowboys play? They played the Jets and the Giants.
Giants, yeah.
This is another team that's kind of like what you said about the Dolphins, But the difference is the Dolphins haven't been spoiled yet. I think Arizona kind of exposed the Cowboys.
Yes.
I would actually take the Patriots in this one. I think Trayvon Diggs being hurt, whether he's playing, is he out or is he playing? Regardless.
Diggs? Oh, he's torn ACL. He's done.
He's done. Yeah. Expect big numbers from Kendrick Bourne. I think we raved about him a few weeks ago. I think he's the piece that I think the Patriots have been looking for a while. I think they win this one.
Yeah. This one's – I'm not touching betting-wise. I don't know which way it's going to go. Obviously, you think Bill Belichick's going to scheme up something really heavy for Dak and the boys. But at the same time, I think Cowboys – they should bounce back. The first game without Diggs, they had to overcome some stuff. They had to work some problems out. Maybe they get it right here in Jerry's world. I'm taking Dallas to win, but it would not surprise me if New England wins here. I'll take Dallas because I have to. But I think Mac Jones can grab a handful of nuts and some other wins along the way here. Do you see that video? I'm taking out Sauce Gardner. He trying to nut tap Sauce Gardner as he's getting up. Wild. Wild. All right. Cards, 49ers. Over on set 44. San Francisco 14-point favorite.
Golly. Niners. Yeah, I don't know about those points. Man, that just gets
That's
crazy.
A lot. Yeah.
It's a lot.
2 tutties.
But the Niners are good. I think it's their year.
Yeah.
So
I take the Niners as well. I don't know if I'm touching those points either. If you can get it within 10, maybe you tease it down to 10. Sure. I think San Francisco can win by 12, 13 points. 14, because you got to win more than 14 points for you to win money on that. I don't know. That's tough. Cardinals look good. Josh Dobbs seems like he's the guy, and I love that story for Dobbs. Connor Strong coming back from the cancer, and it's a good stories in Arizona, but I think it's just stories. Give me San Francisco. Let's go. Raiders. Chargers over and set 47. LA 5.5-point favorite. I get Connor out the way here.
I missed Devontae Adams, man. Dude was balling. This week.
Dude.
Just unguardable.
Him and Mayers, dude. They're phenomenal to watch. They complement each other so well.
Put Devontae on any team.
Yeah.
He's gonna have the same numbers.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with it. And only a few people are in that. I feel like that's like Tyreek Hill or Jefferson. There's an elite group of guys you could do that with. Sorry, that's just my Packers love flowing over. Chargers are still my sleeper pick to be a borderline Super Bowl contender. I don't know if it's ever going to click. I think with Mike Williams getting hurt, that kind of stinks. And Eckler, dang it, if he can get back. But I think they should show it. I think they should show it this week. Maybe Herbert finally has an air raid. He has like 5 or 6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And the defense just on all cylinders. So I'd take the Chargers. Take them pretty big.
This is tough. I look at the Raiders and their losses, and they've lost to some bad teams to beat a worse team. Chargers, I feel like they've been in every game. They just haven't made it click. They finally beat the Vikings, which the Vikings should be a decent
They both were trying
team.
to lose it.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird game. For me, the Raiders are missing Chandler Jones. I know he's going through some mental health issues and he's on the field, but him and Max Crosby on the defense, there's no stopping those two guys. Like, you can scheme all day. Freaks are going to do what freaks do. And now you just have one side of that freak show. And so you need Chandler Jones. I feel for him. Give me Chargers to win here, but I think Raiders cover. I think plus 5.5, the Raiders can cover that. Give me LA to win. All right. Chiefs, Jets. Kelson Swift taking on the Jets. Kansas City 9.5-point favorite. Over on us at 42. Man, what a story. Swifty and Kels. What? Wild.
Yeah, just could hit him with a little Welcome to New York, Taylor Swift jam.
There you go.
But I don't think they're going to win. I'll take the Chiefs.
Yeah. Give me the Chiefs too. And you know what? Somebody asked me about this. I can't remember who. Like, how do I feel about Kelson Swift? This is the best case scenario for me. Are you kidding me? Because what's going to happen? They're going to date a couple weeks. Then she's going to break up with him. It's going to devastate him. The Chiefs' offense is devastated right in time for playoffs. Then Taylor Swift comes out with a banger of a song talking about the breakup for Kels. Cincinnati rolls to the AFC. This is the perfect case scenario for me. Kansas City wins this one, though, because he's still in love. Give it a couple weeks. Taylor Swift break his heart.
Trying to think what Taylor Swift would name the song. Automatic touchdown.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Seahawks, Giants, that's the Monday night game. NFL, we could have done better. Like, we knew these two teams weren't going to be that good.
That's Monday night.
That's Monday night. Over under set at 47. New York 1.5-point favorite. I just feel like you have such good games this week, and then we end with this one. It's tough.
I just traded away my guy Kenneth Walker there.
Oh,
Kenneth Walker and some company for Justin Jefferson. So I hate to see it. Nobody runs harder than Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
Except maybe Derrick Henry. And Saquon's still dealing with a high ankle sprain. That's the one thing you might be able to see is like a great running back battle, but even Saquon probably won't play. I will take the Seahawks in this one.
Yeah. I'm going to take Seahawks too. I can't get in with the Giants. I
think Dabble is going to be – I'd be curious to see how many coaches were named Coach of the Year and then got fired the year after. Yeah, I think that could happen with the Giants coach.
I don't hate that take.
Yeah.
Hold on. I might – yeah. Daniel Jones is 0-6 on Monday night. He moves to 0-7 here. Like, yeah. It's tough. I for some reason I was like, maybe Daniel Jones has a winning record on Monday night. No, he doesn't. Give me Seahawks.
You notice I've jumped off the train. I'm not a Jones believer.
You have jumped off the train, but at the same time, I can't.
At the same time, he still makes it easier for you to go. Fitz wasn't crazy to be on that train for a little bit.
No one's ever saying that. I just think I can't trust your quarterback takes from now. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right, pub parlay. Let's make some money here. I blew it last week. I picked Notre Dame money line. That's on me.
I'm looking at my notes from NFL as we were going.
You're not supposed to bet on your team. That ain't supposed
No,
to happen.
yeah, I'm not betting on my team.
Yeah.
I made some.
No. I'm telling myself this, but I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Cincinnati minus 2.5. We cover that. That's my pick. Cincinnati minus 2.5. It's over Tennessee. Tennessee's a bad football team. Done, dead. Give me the Bengals minus 2.5.
Well, I said that. I said Bengals should win this one. I want to take the Fins over the Bills. I think for the love that we gave them, I think we put our money where our mouth is. If we think that's the team.
Let the record show I picked the Bills, though.
I know.
But we did hype them up because if they win here, they are the real deal. So, okay.
Yeah.
Fins money line. All right. Bengals minus 2.5. Dolphins money line. I like it. There's our picks.
Yeah.
Random question. You got one?
Can we do a Taylor Swift question?
Okay. If you got one.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Let's try to do an honorary Swift question.
We could do like who's your favorite athlete, pop star relationship you wish would work?
Yeah, because I'll be honest, I did think that. Like, what is this? Like, what would this be the equivalent to? Is it like if Jimmy Butler was dating Selena Gomez? Like just just the most random athlete who isn't the face of the NFL, but is like in the shadows of the man who's the face of the NFL.
Yeah.
Like it's not LeBron James. That would be Patrick Mahomes. That'd be the equivalent of that. But like Kelsey, it's like, but like someone who's still known, like still in like the top, 12 faces of the league. And then just like the queen, just like the queen herself. So that's what I was trying to. So Selena and Jimmy doesn't quite do it, but it's like, what is this?
I tell you,
like, what are we watching?
And he's retired, but just barely. But Tom Brady, Adele.
But see, Tom Brady's too big of a name. That'd be my case. That'd be my case. It's got to be somewhat like that's the randomness of it.
Okay.
It's Travis fucking Kelsey.
That's which arguably the best tight end in the league, and he's got a lot. I mean, he's well.
It'd be like Julian Edelman and Britney Spears.
I could see.
I feel like that's closer.
Yeah. What about Ed Sheeran, Venus Williams?
Yeah, but I'm just.
Yeah.
It's hilarious, regardless of what this is. Like, this is the most
Eminem,
damned NFL
Simone's
season.
Biles.
But no, because Simone's the face of her sport. That's the problem. It's got to be the most random. Like, the athlete has to be a little random. That's what makes it interesting.
I thought, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
It'd be
Viewers,
like,
listeners, you let us know.
Like Clay Matthews is a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's not Aaron Rodgers, but he's Clay Matthews. And
like
he's
NFL fans would know him.
Yeah, and he's dating who's just Beyonce.
Yeah, there you go.
Like somewhat like it's weird that Taylor Swift is like way bigger than Travis Kelsey.
Yeah.
Like
right?
that's what's crazy. That's what's crazy about this whole thing.
Dude, someone was arguing
like, you
that
got
Kelsey's
like the
bigger.
whole stadium's going, oh shit, it's Taylor Swift.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a stadium where it's like Patrick Mahomes is right here. Taylor Swift is bigger than Patrick Mahomes. Like that's what's crazy. That's what's crazy about it.
And people were arguing that Kelsey is bigger than Taylor Swift. I was like, you're an idiot. Like, there's no way. Like, people were flocking the NFL and like watching the game because they're showing Taylor Swift in the box suite. Like,
I was in a bar, and every time they showed Taylor Swift, the corner of the bar with these girls would like scream.
Yeah, right.
And I was just like, this is crazy. It's like watching the Beatles.
It's wild.
It's like never seen anything like it.
Yeah, teach their own. Hey, good.
It's honestly, it's like when Rodman dated Madonna. That's
Yeah.
honestly what this is like.
I like
you
that.
know?
That's a great
I think
take.
that's the comparison.
That is a great take.
You
Yeah,
know?
I'm with you.
Like we're talking about fucking Madonna,
Yeah,
you know?
dude. I don't know. Something about this week, you and me are on the same page right now. This is the first time in 171 episodes we've been on the same page together. So this is awesome. Hey, listeners, watchers, let us know your comparison to this, and we'll catch you guys next week. Have a beautiful time.
See you, everybody. Still haven't figured out my outro.
Fitz's words of wisdom. I thought that's what it was.
I know. And
Oh my
I
gosh.
didn't have it. I didn't
We
have
would
it.
we would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now. We would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just going to go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has to
Not
be.
pub more. I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a
Let's
journey.
get Luke Combs. I was begging for Luke Combs not too long ago. We'll get Luke Combs on here. I challenge Luke. I think I can actually beat him in shotgunning a beer. So if he thinks he's got the cojones to come on and try, then by all means, Luke, bring it on.
That's the intro. You just hit my promo for me, James. I love it. God, Rodman and Madonna. That's an awesome take.
That just came to me. You know, that's why we do this. I was thinking all week. I was like, what is this like?